Think Canada is all about maple syrup, friendly neighbors, and breathtaking landscapes? Think again. While Canada consistently ranks as one of the safest countries in the world, some of its cities have crime rates that will make you question that reputation. From rising gang violence to property crimes and unsolved homicides, these cities are facing growing crime problems that are reshaping their communities. You might be surprised by some of the places on this list, whether it's a city experiencing a sudden surge in crime or a long-time trouble spot struggling to get things under control. In this video, we're counting down the 10 most dangerous cities in Canada for 2025. These rankings are based on the latest crime rate data, severity indexes, and notable crime trends in each city. And trust me, you won't believe which city made it to number 1. So, whether you're a resident, a traveler, or just curious about Canada's darker side, stick around as we dive deep into these crime hotspots. 10. Hamilton, Ontario. Hamilton has built a reputation as a rapidly growing city with a strong industrial past, a thriving arts scene, and proximity to Toronto. But alongside its development, Hamilton has seen a troubling increase in violent crime, drug activity, and auto thefts that have left many residents concerned. The city's crime rate stands at 5,460 incidents per 100,000 people, with the most common crimes being assault, drug-related offenses, and car theft. The most dangerous areas include downtown Hamilton, Barton Street, and the North End, where police have reported the highest concentration of criminal activity. Since 2020, Hamilton has experienced a 52% increase in violent crime. Gang-related shootings, break-ins, and home invasions have surged, making residents increasingly uneasy. Auto theft, in particular, has become a growing problem, with criminals targeting high-end vehicles for resale or illegal exports. Despite these crime concerns, Hamilton remains an important economic and cultural hub in Ontario. The city is home to world-class educational institutions, a thriving steel industry, and scenic waterfront views. However, for those living in or visiting Hamilton, staying alert and being cautious in certain neighborhoods is a necessity. 9. Regina, Saskatchewan. Regina, the capital of Saskatchewan, has some of the highest crime rates per capita in Canada. With a crime rate of 7,900 incidents per 100,000 people, the city has been dealing with a rising wave of break-ins, armed robberies, and violent assaults. Some of the most dangerous areas include downtown Regina, North Central, and Dewdney Avenue, all of which have seen an uptick in crime in recent years. One of Regina's biggest concerns is its homicide rate, which remains among the highest in Canada. The city's crime problem has been fueled by gang violence, drug-related offenses, and a growing number of home invasions. Armed robberies, particularly at convenience stores and gas stations, have also been on the rise, with criminals targeting businesses for quick cash. Despite these crime issues, Regina continues to be a key economic center in Saskatchewan. The city is known for its strong agriculture and energy industries, as well as its passionate sports culture. However, crime remains a serious problem, and many residents are calling for stronger law enforcement measures to combat the surge in violence. 8. Surrey, British Columbia. Surrey, located just outside Vancouver, has long been known as a city plagued by gang violence and drug-related crime. The city's crime rate is 9,200 incidents per 100,000 people, making it one of the most dangerous places in British Columbia. The most problematic areas include Newton, Whalley, and Guildford, where police frequently respond to violent incidents. Gang activity is one of the biggest issues in Surrey, accounting for over 40% of all gang-related shootings in the province. The city has become a battleground for rival gangs involved in drug trafficking, leading to a surge in drive-by shootings and targeted killings. Home invasions and carjackings are also on the rise, putting residents at increased risk. Authorities have made efforts to crack down on gang violence, but crime rates remain significantly above the national average. Surrey continues to grow in population and infrastructure, but its crime problem remains a major concern for those who live and work there. 7. Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Saskatoon may be a small city, but its crime severity index is among the highest in Canada. The city's crime rate sits at 8,600 incidents per 100,000 people, with armed robberies, assaults, and property crimes being the most common offenses. The most dangerous neighborhoods include Riversdale, Pleasant Hill, and 20th Street, which have been identified as crime hotspots. One of the biggest factors contributing to Saskatoon's crime problem is the rising meth crisis. Drug-related offenses have skyrocketed, leading to an increase in violent assaults, robberies, and home break-ins. Many of these crimes are driven by addiction and gang activity, as criminals seek to finance their drug habits through theft and violent crime. The local government and law enforcement have been working to address Saskatoon's crime surge through community programs and increased police patrols. However, despite their efforts, the city remains one of the most dangerous places in Canada, particularly for those living in high-crime areas. 6. Winnipeg, Manitoba. Winnipeg has consistently ranked among Canada's most dangerous cities, with a crime rate of 10,500 incidents per 100,000 people. The city's most common crimes include homicide, assault, and drug trafficking, with the most dangerous areas being the North End, St. Boniface, and downtown. One of the biggest concerns in Winnipeg is its homicide rate, which is among the highest in the country. The city has seen a significant increase in gang-related killings, domestic violence cases, and random attacks. The methamphetamine crisis has also played a major role in the rise of violent crime, fueling an increase in robberies and assaults. Despite its crime challenges, Winnipeg remains a cultural and economic hub in Canada. The city is home to vibrant arts festivals, historic sites, and a strong sports culture. However, the rising crime rates continue to be a concern for residents and visitors alike. 5. Edmonton, Alberta. Edmonton, the capital of Alberta, is a city known for its festivals, outdoor attractions, and booming economy. However, in recent years, it has also developed a reputation for rising violent crime. With a crime rate of 11,300 incidents per 100,000 people, Edmonton has seen a disturbing increase in homicides, drug-related violence, and property crimes. The most dangerous neighborhoods include downtown, Alberta Avenue, and Mill Woods, where a significant portion of the city's violent incidents occur. One of the most concerning trends in Edmonton is the sharp rise in homicides. In 2024 alone, there were over 34 reported murders, many of which were linked to gang conflicts and drug-related violence. The city's growing opioid crisis has fueled this problem, leading to an increase in drug-related homicides, violent assaults, and robberies. Many of these incidents occur in broad daylight, making crime a constant concern for residents. Property crimes have also surged in Edmonton, with break-ins, car thefts, and home invasions happening at alarming rates. Criminals often target residential areas and businesses, leaving many Edmontonians feeling unsafe in their own homes. Law enforcement has increased patrols in high-risk areas, but many believe more action is needed to curb the city's rising crime problem. Despite these challenges, Edmonton remains an important economic hub in Canada. The city boasts a strong job market, a vibrant arts scene, and beautiful parks. However, for those considering living or visiting Edmonton, understanding its crime hotspots and taking necessary precautions is essential. 4. Thunder Bay, Ontario. Thunder Bay may be a small city, but it has one of the highest homicide rates per capita in Canada. While many people associate the city with its scenic landscapes and outdoor adventures, Thunder Bay has been struggling with rising violent crime, particularly linked to drug trafficking and organized crime. The crime rate in Thunder Bay stands at 12,500 incidents per 100,000 people, with violent assaults, homicides, and drug offenses being the most common crimes. Some of the most dangerous areas include downtown, Fort William, and the South Core, where crime rates have surged over the past few years. One of the biggest contributors to Thunder Bay's crime problem is the opioid and meth crisis. The city has become a key distribution point for illegal drugs, attracting criminal organizations that bring gang violence and drug-related homicides. Many crimes in Thunder Bay are linked to drug trafficking, with reports of armed robberies, home invasions, and violent assaults becoming increasingly common. Another significant issue is the city's rising rates of violent assaults, particularly against Indigenous populations. Thunder Bay has been at the center of numerous racial violence cases and unsolved murders, which have drawn national attention and calls for greater police accountability. Despite these issues, Thunder Bay is still home to a close-knit community and stunning natural beauty. However, the rising crime rates have left many residents feeling uneasy, and efforts to address the problem remain ongoing. 3. Vancouver, British Columbia. Vancouver is one of Canada's most famous cities, known for its breathtaking views, outdoor lifestyle, and diverse culture. However, beneath its picturesque exterior, Vancouver has a serious crime problem, with increasing gang violence, organized crime, and a devastating opioid crisis. The city's crime rate stands at 13,800 incidents per 100,000 people, with gang-related shootings, violent assaults, and property crimes dominating the crime scene. The most dangerous areas include downtown Eastside, Gastown, and Hastings Street, all of which are notorious for crime and drug activity. One of the most alarming issues in Vancouver is its gang problem. The city has been home to some of Canada's most violent gang conflicts, with targeted shootings and organized crime-related murders occurring frequently. Many of these incidents stem from turf wars between rival drug trafficking organizations, leading to public safety concerns. Vancouver is also at the epicenter of Canada's opioid crisis, with fentanyl overdoses reaching record levels. The downtown East Side, in particular, has become infamous for its open drug use, homelessness, and crime. Residents and businesses in the area have long called for stronger enforcement and social programs to address the crisis. But the problem continues to grow. Despite these challenges, Vancouver remains one of the most desirable cities in Canada, offering a high quality of life for those who can afford it. However, safety remains a concern, particularly in certain neighborhoods where crime rates continue to rise. 2. Toronto, Ontario. Toronto is Canada's largest and most populous city, known for its diverse communities, financial sector, and vibrant nightlife. However, with size comes crime, and Toronto has seen a significant increase in violent offenses, gang activity, and property crimes in recent years. The city's crime rate is 15,400 incidents per 100,000 people, with gun violence, stabbings, and home invasions being the most pressing concerns. The most dangerous neighborhoods include Scarborough, Jane and Finch, and Regent Park, where violent crime is at its highest. One of the most concerning issues in Toronto is the rise in gun violence. In 2024 alone, the city recorded over 400 shootings, many of which were linked to gang conflicts. Certain areas, like Jane and Finch, have long been known for their gang-related activity, and despite increased police presence, the violence continues to escalate. Another growing problem in Toronto is home invasions and break-ins, particularly in wealthier neighborhoods. Criminals often target upscale homes, leading to an increase in violent confrontations between homeowners and intruders. Many residents have been forced to install security systems and take extra precautions to protect their properties. Despite these challenges, Toronto remains a global city with a thriving economy, world-class attractions, and a high quality of life. However, its crime rates are a growing concern, and for those living in high-crime areas, safety remains a top priority. 1. Brampton, Ontario. Taking the top spot as the most dangerous city in Canada for 2025 is Brampton. Once considered a relatively peaceful suburb of Toronto, Brampton has seen a staggering rise in violent crime, particularly carjackings, armed robberies, and gang-related violence. The crime rate in Brampton is 16,200 incidents per 100,000 people, making it the most dangerous city in the country. The most high-risk areas include Queen Street, Steeles Avenue, and downtown Brampton, where crime rates have surged in the past year. One of the biggest crime trends in Brampton is carjackings, which have reached record levels. In 2024 alone, there were over 300 reported carjackings, more than any other city in Canada. Criminals target high-end vehicles, often using weapons or force to steal cars from unsuspecting drivers. Many of these stolen vehicles are linked to organized crime rings that resell them on the black market or smuggle them overseas. Gang-related violence has also become a major issue in Brampton. The city has experienced an increase in shootings, home invasions, and drug-related crimes, leading to heightened concerns among residents. Law enforcement has been working to crack down on these crimes, but the numbers continue to rise. Brampton's rapid population growth and economic development have made it an attractive place to live, but its crime problem has overshadowed its potential. As crime rates continue to escalate, the city has become the most dangerous place in Canada in 2025, leaving residents and visitors on high alert. While Canada remains one of the safest countries in the world, these cities prove that crime is on the rise in certain areas. Whether it's gang violence, drug-related crime, or home invasions, these cities are facing serious challenges. Did your city make the list? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights on Canada's crime trends and how they may impact you. Stay safe out there.